Well, we do have something to do with being a street musician because we traveled in an old camper van for about 8 months. And we were actually playing in the streets in Italy and France to make a little bit of extra cash on the side and also to practice the vocals and music together.
We met for other reasons, and then when we decided to travel, then the music, started. We started writing songs together and performed together, and I think our first gigs were in the streets.
Yeah, they were.
I think in Italy we had a gig in there also. We went on the travel because we really wanted to travel. We had nothing against it. Nobody, no like certain job or any school or anything, and we decided to have a blog so we would have a reason also to travel. It would not be only for ourselves but also for other people that would like to follow us. And yeah, the idea of having a song every week was for us a way to keep ourselves doing music to the maximum. Write a new song, perform a new cover. And I think by week second we had already so many followers that then it became okay. That's what we should do for the next couple of years because people are really enjoying the music. So it is kind of the beginning, but yes. But it wasn't planned. It was not like let's start a band week one. Yeah. It
was really intense. Yeah. It was really hard even sometimes, especially when it went to the point that people were actually expecting us to write a song, and then we got a little bit of pressure, like, oh, maybe we should write a really good song this time, and if you didn't really have, for example, sometimes we had weeks that were really hard work for us. For example, we didn't have so much time, and then just on the last day, okay, let's do this, and then so it was challenging, but in a good way, of course.
We really wanted to write songs about the people we met and the things we were doing. So finding inspiration was sort of in front of our eyes because we could just be like, hey, this guy is very, very special. Let's talk about him. But of course, we needed more than 1 week to write the songs. So sometimes we performed other people's songs. Like we had covers of bands we've been listening for years, and that really helped us sort of have a little bit more time to really write a good song.
I also kept a diary. I was writing all the time. So sometimes maybe I wrote a story or what happened in somewhere, and maybe after 1 month we came back to this like, oh yeah, do you remember what happened? And then we wrote for that next week, we wrote this story. So the journey was about 8 months in total, I think.
I think, yeah, a little bit less of traveling, actual traveling, I think. Between 6 and 8 months, I think. Right after we went back to France where we bought the camper, so we left it there. And I think we went straight to Finland.
Yeah, we spent about a month in Paris and we filmed our first official music video with a friend of ours. And so we were there for about a month.
Yeah, a month or two. And then we went back to Eva's home country, Finland, because she had, and she still has, of course, many friends that are musicians. So we thought it would be the best place to start a band and get people interested in creative musicians. And it went really fast. Like within the summer, we already had a couple of shows rolling and a drummer, bass player, guitarist. Yeah.
Yeah. I lived in Finland. I was studying there and making just all kinds of projects, just making music, so many different styles. And then I went to Berkeley, where we met with Manu.
In Boston.
We were there for 2 years together, and then we didn't finish the studies. We weren't really good students. Then we left to travel.
Just not the right advice.
Yeah. Then we left to travel.
We both studied voice, actually. We went as voice singers. Yeah. It was sort of like the place where there's too many guitarists, so better to be a singer.
Also vocalist, though.
Also vocalist.
It's hard.
You compete with a lot of good singers because the school is really a big competition. That's also the main reason we sort of went back to Europe. But
I have to say that there was always some kind of pressure, of course. People always talking, so what have you done or what have you done? But it was certain kind of positive pressure, I think. People were not really angry at each other or anything. It was more like, okay, you did that, so I want to do it also. And then it kind of pushed you forward and you wanted to improve yourself all the time.
Berkeley wasn't really exactly the place for us to learn about our instrument. It was really a place to meet people and learn about performing with other musicians and other style of music and learning all of that. But the whole singing sort of feeling. It's something that we've had for, I think, since we were a kid. Eva has always been singing in her family, and I've always been listening to music and singing also. So it's sort of a natural thing. It's not something we tried to learn, or I think we went to school to learn.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
We do it together. It was. Well, yeah, it took us probably a couple of months when we traveled to find a good kind of way of writing songs. First we tried to, okay, let's take a piece of paper and it's blank and let's write a song. Okay, then we just sat in the car, okay, I don't know what to do. And well, it didn't really feel natural in this way. So then we just decided that, okay, we kind of both have our own sides, and I have some ideas, and then I try to finish the song, and then I bring it to Manu and I play it and we arrange it together. And that's how we write even today.
I think it's mainly because we had really good things to write about. You know, we first had the plan to move to a big city. We were thinking, let's move to London, let's move to Paris or whatever. But we realized that writing songs like in an apartment about things we would sort of imagine and was not the way we wanted to write music. So when we went on the trip, we really were facing the stories. Like they were very clear, they were very real. So I think the music, the songwriting of our music is much more. It's not the most complex songwriting, you know. We don't have crazy arrangements and big band and things like that. But we try to write songs that are very straightforward, that are very simple for people to understand and relate to. So it becomes sort of more universal music. And I think that's what makes it very listenable, like and people enjoy it very much.
Yeah, different kind of people also.
Yeah.
Not only certain crowd likes the music. It's always different actually. Sometimes we have a ready story, or maybe I write with lyrics first and then we come and we write the song on it, or then it's completely the opposite, that you have some kind of melody and then at the same time you hum some vowels and then from there the words come. It's always very different. I use it mostly for inspiration. And I don't really do it anymore so much. We don't even play this actually anymore, this song. That was just for the travel. We kind of dropped it for some reason actually.
Yeah. But you have a band that plays that kind of music?
Yeah, in Finland I have a band. We only play poems from this very famous poet.
Actually, well, now I live in Finland also, so. But no, lately we've really been 200% on Eva and Manu.
Yeah.
Like we decided to not have any side projects, so we can do this duo to the maximum. And being able to come here to Budapest and take the time to be here is really important, to not have any other project on the side, so we're not tied to anything else. Yeah, so I still have this band, but it's more rare. We have shows every now and then. Yeah. And otherwise, we have CDs and we also have a vinyl. Yeah, we released the first album on August 17th. Last year. 2000. Yeah, we signed for a label in Finland about 9 months ago or something. Yeah. And then we released the album. It's quite different actually. We tried to keep the recording very organic, very homemade. So we recorded all the things within friends and also the two of us. But live we play with different situations. Like tonight we're playing duo, just the two of us. Some other nights we play with a drummer. Some other night we play with a full band or cello. So the album is a bit fuller with the instrumentation. There's much more instruments, and only 2 songs are acoustic, like only the two of us. And I guess live, especially tonight, we're really gonna come back to the traveling, to the YouTube videos that you've seen, where it's only the two of us, and which is something we like the most, because being able to perform, you know, very acoustically is something that is harder and harder with the big venues and the big festivals and more big bands. In Finland we've gained a lot of we didn't really realize it, but now on the street if somebody comes like, hey, you're from Eva Manu, can I have an autograph? And it's a really new thing. It's like, oh yeah, and we haven't really realized how kind of people just talk and more people know about this. Yeah, our gigs in Finland are mostly sold out. And we had 2 singles on the radio and things like that. So it has been a a long journey since the beginning.
But I think it's the story we have. People really like it. They really like that we went and traveled and for long, and we wrote songs, and we had this blog about it and stuff. So a lot of people, they come to our shows and they really like to talk to us and tell about their life, and it's really nice.
We had this when we before we signed with the record label, and we recorded the songs, and we had been playing many gigs. People had really enjoyed the music, but not having a record label behind you, you know, it makes you feel a little bit like, is this the right sound for nowadays music? Is this the right direction? And now things are, of course, much clearer for us. You know, now that we have the company behind us, that we play more and more gigs abroad, and it really makes us feel like we're doing the right thing. First for us, but also for the people that come to see us. It's a good feeling. Yeah. It's really good.
Oh, so many. Where to start? Well, actually, last summer I got to meet one of my biggest idols, Norah Jones. I was opening for her in a festival in Finland, and she got our album. She's the first one who owns our album, and I got to talk to her for a little bit. That was really nice.
And lately we've been enjoying lots of modern music, modern artists. Of course, we've listened to a lot of bands from our parents and stuff, but like actually an artist that was here not too long ago, Efterklang from Denmark. Yes, we really enjoy the music, and the singer is very good. And of course, like Sting, he's back on his Back to Base tour. Things like that, of course. The list is huge.
Yeah, Johnny Mitchell is one I want to always mention. She's been a huge inspiration.
Neil Young.
All this.